Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of modeling slope-intercept form. This is standard 8.5I in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 11 off the 2018 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we've got a basic graph here, and we need to find which function is best represented by this graph. And so what do we know? All of our answer selections here are going to use this slope-intercept form. And so let's talk about what that means. So we have a basic straight line. And so we know we're going to use the slope-intercept form. That's y equals mx plus b. Now, there's a reason why we're going to use this form as opposed to another form, which is the direct variation. So the direct variation is y equals kx. And as you see, the difference here is that we've got this plus b at the end. Other than that, it's the same. They swap out the k and the m, but they're both looking at the slope. Now, what is that b right here? Well, that b is the y-intercept, right? So if x equals 0, so that means y is going to equal b. Whereas in our direct variation, if x is 0, right, if I put a 0 right there, and that's going to cancel out the k, that means y equals 0. So in direct variation, you've got 0, 0, which is the origin. Now the origin is right here. You see the line does not go through the origin. It goes through the x-axis and the y-axis somewhere else, which means that's how we can eliminate just visually the direct variation equation, because it's got a y-intercept. So if x equals 0, y equals b, that means x is 0. So my x-axis is going to be right here on this x is 0. So it's anywhere right here along this, up and down this y-axis. And you see it crosses the y-axis right here at -2. So here's a point. So I've got x of 0, y is -2. So that means our b equals -2 because it crosses the y-axis there at -2, which means that's our y-intercept. So that's the plus b is this y-intercept. So we've got that down. So I've got this b equals -2, crosses the y-axis at -2. Now we need to find the m. The y and the x we're just going to leave there as our two variables. So m is our slope. All right, so we have to get 2 points for that. We've already got 1. So the slope is the rise over run. That means we're going to just make a little fraction here of the rise. That means the change in y over the run, the change in x. So we just need 2 different y coordinates. We're going to subtract them. That's our numerator. 2 different x coordinates. Subtract them. That's our denominator. See what we get. Well, I've already gotten 1 set right there. Let's just make it easy. If you can, if it crosses both different axes right here, let's just use those. So that's going to be 8 with a y of 0. All right, so it doesn't matter which set you make first or second. So let's get our y coordinates first. So I'm going to do y first. So I'm going to do 0 minus, now I've got a -2. You just have to make sure you grab your x coordinates in the same order. So 8 minus 0. All right, so minus -2, that cancels itself out. That's a plus. 2 negatives make a positive. So 0 plus 2, that equals 2. 8 minus 0 makes 8. So 2 eighths equals 1/4. What happens if you flip it? It doesn't really matter. If you do -2 minus 0, and if you do 0 minus 8, guess what you get? You get -2 over -8. Those two cancel themselves out. You still get 1/4. So that's my m. m is 1/4. So I'm looking at y equals mx, 1/4 x, plus b. In this case, we're going to do a -2. It's okay for that plus b to end up being negative. So we have a slight positive slope there, and our answer here is B.